Hola amigos, hi friends, here's Supermini from a very windy and rainy day in Sydney. So what better excuse to just get in the studio and play with some drums and play with some tools on them and use and abuse them. Use and abuse is something that is not a good thing to do except with drums. So let's use and abuse these drums. What have we got? We've got a kick drum. Okay, 909 kick drum with a bit of flavor of tape or tube or something. And what can we add? We've got a drum loop here. I usually like to make my drums with separate elements, but today, just for the sake of playing, I just play this. Also, there are some drum loops that already have a flavor, so I like to get that flavor and then see what I can do with it, yeah, abuse it. So this is it. Okay, syncopated. Okay, nothing mind-blowing, but hey, it's groovy. Okay, so first I feel the kick. The kick is a bit too long. Let's check it out in the... Yeah, the kick is a bit too long. This is, by the way, this is Signalizer. This is a free analyzer plugin that I put in my master, and it's great. It comes with oscilloscope and spectrum analyzer, and anyway, check it out. Signalizer. I'll put a link in the description of the YouTube video. So we've got this kick drum here. Let's make it a bit shorter. Okay, I'll just quickly, like an enveloper, bypass. Shorter also because I know that when I add some more stuff and bass and stuff, probably it's going to be needing a bit of space in the low end, so I just put it there. My favorite currently, because this always changes, but my favorite mingling tool is this Acustica Diamond LP3X, which is a great tool, and listen to what it does. Bypassed. Yeah. What is it doing to the shape? Okay, so bypass. Okay, it's just nailing a bit of a nicer transient, which is always good. And I'll give you a quick run of the features. Input trim. Okay. Well, this is an expander, a compander. So it's a compressor and expander. I don't want to get too caught on explaining this, maybe in another video, but quickly, the things I play with is the input to have a nice signal kicking in, and then the amount of expansion, which is what is feeding these three different compressors, expanders. So it's a multiband, low, mid, and high. That's the threshold trimming level that is going to be compressed, and this is the posterior the later volume that you can give it. So okay, that's the mids, that's the lows. You can go. Okay, and then it's got a mix control, an output control, and a clip with 3 different settings. And you see it's clipping here, off clipping. I like depending on the sound, I just use one or the other. And then different dynamic models, but I'm not gonna get into that, okay? And then the attack, the release. So attack. Doesn't do much, but look at that. So you can turn something that sounds good into something that is really smashed, and I love it. Okay, anyway, so last thing that I want to show you about this. You can really smash it. And then look at the distortion of that model of clipping compared to this one, which is more square, and this other one. So it's 3 different clippings, and depending on the sound and what you want. But anyway, today we're just gonna leave it as it was, which is just compare. We got it there. Okay, so the kick has got a bit more of punch with bypass now. Let's add the and on. Okay, that's got more personality. Nice. Let's tweak a bit with the beat. I'm gonna save this, save. Opening pink, which is a strip that I like to put on my drums. I've got different compressors, equalizers and stuff, but this works as a strip channel in which you've got some equalizer, some bands of equalizer, and then a bit of compression, and it's modeled or sampled on a very famous desk that used to have a particular sound and is very appreciated for what it gives to drums. So I'll use that. So first, with everything bypassed, no compression, so you hear what I'm doing. Okay, that's with. So first thing, I'm cleaning a bit of the 200 area, which is an area that's a bit sometimes it's kind of muddy. Low mid to bring up those snares and shit. Can I say shit? Sorry. I like the grittiness that the 2.5K brings. It's just a couple of dBs on all of them, and then a bit of bright up in 12K. So bypass. Okay, just give it a bit of life. Let's add the kick again. Bypass the diamond in the kick. Okay, so from there we've gone to that sounds more lively now already. Okay, a bit of compression on the hi-hats makes it kind of interplay between them in a nice way. Okay. What else? Let's abuse it even a bit more. And one of my favorites for abusing, apart from diamond and pink, is this. Nebula, and it's a library from Team P, U76. Bit of this is the compressor. This is just the pre unit. You can just add a bit more grit on it. Pretty crunchy. this is just another compressor, so it's 2 compressors on a row. And then it's cool, but hey, let's just try that diamond that I really like lately. So the diamond, before we were using it on the kick drum, and this one is different, and it's on the hi-hat loop. Let's see how it goes. See how it just makes it bypass. Yeah. And on. Okay, that's groovier. Copy, bit of mix so you hear what it's doing. You hear the differences now. Anyway, so yeah, okay, I like that. It's a bit kind of a bit harsh. It's nice that it's crispy, and it's nice that it's you know, it's got this great flavor, but it's a bit harsh, and so I'm gonna deharsh it a bit with the Harrison Ava Spectral Compressor. I just have this preset that I made myself for my drums, and it's a multiband compressor, and it just selects these bands, and you can compress them differently. So it's like a de-esser, but with more bands. I like it. I also have the de-esser from Harrison, but I like this one for drums. It just works. So bypass. I don't know. I like it. It's slightly less harsh and a bit more focused. Okay. Bypass again. Okay. So there's a couple of things more for the kick. Okay, the kick is sounding nice. It's got a nice transient. It's long enough, but not too long. So we can add later more stuff. I downloaded the demo of this Camel, this new plugin by Acustica Audio, and I thought, you know, I was trying it in different things, and I like what it does to the lows of the basses and the kicks. Anyway, so you might not notice the difference on a video in YouTube or stuff, but I just added to the mix. Bypass. Again. But yeah, it's a bit of saturation basically. Okay. You can go very okay, no. We don't want that. So we just leave it as it was. Some nice saturation, but not too much. And then I shouldn't share these, but I'm gonna share it. My little secrets. When you've got a nice kick drum like this, but there's nothing in the master channel, okay? And I know that I'm gonna be adding compressors and tapes and equalizers to the master channel. I'll be adding more elements to the track. So then I almost always end up losing transient of the kick and transient of the drums, because you keep processing and processing. So you have two options: process less, or just keep processing with good tools. And I kind of tend to choose the second one. So to keep the transient of this kick, I really, really love the Aquamarine, which is a compressor. It has two compressors, a discrete and an opto. And basically, well, I'll stop talking and just listen to this. And look at the waveform too. So you've got a better picture if you can really hear properly. That's at 0 mix, okay? And see how it brings up the transient as I am adding mix. Look at that. You can go very, that's a lot of transient. You have to destroy it a lot to get rid of that transient. But hey, let's just leave it in something reasonable, which is, yeah, that's what I had it, so let's just leave it there. But yeah, compression. All right. Now you know what I mean. Okay, let's keep going. And now from there, let's listen to the original with any processing. Okay, that's the starting point. And this is where we are at. Well, this is just a gain that I've got in there to compensate for all the, because it's kind of a bit, it's a bit too much with that. So from there you can go anywhere. You can have another clap. Another hi-hats. This one has a bit of chorus. It's not very noticeable, but as the other loop is so focused, this one kind of brings it in the space a bit more. And the clap. I like to anyway. The chorus is quite bad. You only will perceive this if you have headphones. But it just places it in the space in a different kind of plane to the other loop, which fills up the space in a different way. Okay. So I like to talking about that space with the drums and different planes and stuff. I like to add a bit of reverb to my drums, but it's more like an ambience. It's not a reverb. So listen without the. Let's just listen without the kick. Without the reverb, the ambience, and again, this is something that if you don't have headphones, good quality headphones, you wouldn't notice the difference. Bypass is more like in 2D, and it gives it a bit of 3D. Okay, so that's for the beats, and well, I mean, I've got a bass line there if you want to listen to it, but that was the idea. Go from a drum loop and a kick drum that were good and they had a flavor, but they needed a bit of abuse, a bit of love. So that's it. And a bit of another element. We can add some bass. The only things that I've been trying lately with this bass is different equalizers and compressions. I used to prefer, first I used to like the Cola. This equalizer I really like for bass. It's got a lot of, I don't know, personality. It's right there. It's a bit too loud. That I also can use for basses. I can use coffee, coffee. That is got 4 bands of EQ and a compressor, okay? And the pre-section, you know, I mean, if I bypass the compressor, coffee, that's cola, the EQ only, no compression here. Okay, again, coffee. Here, see how both have a nice sound, but they are kind of different. And then I downloaded this week the demo of the new Camel that I guess I'll end up buying it like all the rest. It's like rabbit hole, Acustica Audio's rabbit hole, but they sound great. So I was trying the EQ and the compressor. So comparing to coffee, this is on now. And now Camel. Without. Can you hear the difference? Back again. Okay, we'll just leave Camel. just cutting at 10K, and then again bringing up 1.4K, and it's got a low pass at 10K again. But the funny thing is that in theory it shouldn't be needed, in theory, but this is analog. So listen to this. Huh? How it lifts it up in a way. The flavor of these sample machines. And this is okay. A little cut at 50 Hertz, so it's not interfering with the fundamental of the kick. And then a bit of mids. Okay. Brings a bit the low mid, and this cleans up the low, so it's less of a ball of definition up down there. I mean, in any case, I've got a side chain, so in the kick bar, the kick drum is sending to bus 20, which is my side chain bus, and in it I've got C6 just cutting on the fundamental of the kick, and the Harrison doing kind of the same but not the same. The Ava Multiband just compressing there. So if you see the waveform, not the spectrogram of the bass, I'm just cutting a fair bit in the frequencies that the kick is fundamental is, which is around there, and then compressing a little, well, quite a fair bit less in the second and third harmonic of the bass, so it's more natural. Anyway, so yeah, it's sidechain. In case anybody wants to listen to this without sidechain, I bypass the sidechain now. See how they interfere, or hear how they interfere, the kick and the bass. There's a bit of undefinition, and if I activate the sidechain now, it's more controlled. And I don't have anything on the master, right? Then I will be adding extra processing on the master. But for now, this has got a quite good balance. Alright, well, I leave it there for today. Save session, I like this. And then, I don't know, you can go from there anywhere. You've got a good beat, groovy beat, okay? Well, thank you for following me. Wow, 28 minutes, almost half an hour, okay, time to go. Thank you for following me until here. I'll be posting some more videos at some point. I'm a bit random, but I'm like that. What can we do? Okay, lots of loves. It's from Sydney for everybody. Talk to you soon. See you soon. Keep groovy.